There is no shortage of Rocket League coaching content on YouTube. And with all of this information floating around, how do you determine what you should and should not work on when it comes to ranking up? That is exactly what we'll be discussing today as we cover some extremely simple yet extremely important skills if you want to be able to push into the higher ranks of Rocket League. And real quick, before we do get started, if you guys are interested in having one of your own replays analyzed, make sure you check out my Discord, which is linked down in the description, as I do offer free coaching through there. Then be careful of these rotations. We're gonna see this a couple times throughout. You have a tendency to rotate directly back towards your teammate. Now, in some occasions, like when you're chasing down pressure from behind, like this guy's driving away from you, you're chasing down like some kind of bump, that's relatively fine because you're trying to supply support for your teammate back. In cases like this, though, where you're not planning on playing the ball, and I'm imagining your thought process is going that boost, would be my guess, try to avoid going directly at where your teammate is, because all you're doing in this situation is confusing this guy, because he's thinking that he's going to be playing this ball. So with that in mind, if you go that way and just look for small pads, like there's probably a ton of them sitting in the middle of the field right now that you could grab on your way back. That frees this guy up to turn, and that way he has support back behind him, so that if this guy does get past him, you can now immediately turn and challenge, as opposed to having both of you, you know, over here, because you're almost going to run right into this guy. Because you turn ball cam back on here, and literally, there he is. So he's now like, wait, what am I doing? Why is my teammate here? As opposed to you being like back over this way. And now you'd have two organized challenges. So if you're gonna chase down the ball and pressure the opponent from behind, that's fine. If you either can't do that, or you just don't want to do that in that situation, rotate away from the play. Don't confuse your teammate by running back towards it. Again, here we're going to talk about touch quality. Again, this is good patience, not panicking at the ball until it's not. You have to recognize when there's not really another touch on the ball. Like, I don't know what this guy's doing, but he sure as heck is not doing anything dangerous with this. He looks real cool, but he's not doing much, except burning all of his boost. When we like, you do a good job of recognizing when you have an opportunity to go for the ball, because you recognize that this guy's like no longer really on it. The thing we need to make sure of is that we put the ball to a safe place. So with these, the ball needs to go here, not out here, because any touch out into the midfield is just a pass to this guy, which is not what we want to do, especially with a teammate really far back. So recognize that you have a couple half seconds of more time here to let the ball come to you a little bit more, and then push it out towards the corner. Because, yeah, there's no worse feeling than doing that and being like, oh, crap. Oh, I've done it now. Here it comes. And
and then I go to try and go back for it.
Yeah, you're right. You definitely recognize it immediately. Like, you knew, like, oh, that was not good. That is bad.
Oh, wait.
The important thing is don't panic, right? So, like, yeah, you know you make a poor touch. It happens. Like, it happens to the best of us. You land. This is when it's really important to focus on how far away this guy is from the ball, and making sure that you just stay on the ground for as long as possible to get as close as you can, and then pretty much at the last possible second that you can, then jump to cut the angles. Because if you jump early like you do here, all you're doing is showing this guy where you're jumping from, and that way he can just see where you're coming from and focus on playing the ball around you. It also offers a lot less control of your car in terms of reorienting yourself if you've noticed you've jumped slightly incorrectly. Because like here, you jump kind of facing over here and then have to try to orient back towards the ball, as opposed to just staying on the ground and jumping like right now. It's like a difference of a half second, but it would allow you to stay more in line with the ball and cover the actual angle of the shot. Same thing here with touch clarity. Just make sure this doesn't bounce hard off the wall. We want to keep it on the ground so it rolls up so that we can follow it up. So try to get into the upper part of the ball, not the lower part. You're in plat and like the low diamond area. Most people don't really consider how they're hitting the ball. They just want to hit the ball, which is why you get like subpar touches like this. Which again works in plat and low diamond because players aren't really reading where the ball is going before it happens. Keeping this ball on the ground and then rolling it up the wall will allow you to stay in control and will put pressure on your opponents, rather than just putting the ball back into a spot that they can play off of, which is what we want to avoid. I did an analysis for a Diamond player yesterday, and I pretty much noticed that Rocket League at that rank and below is a game of ping pong, because it's both teams saying, nah, I don't want control of the ball, you take it. Nah, I don't want control of the ball, you take it back. And it's just the two teams banging the ball back and forth to each other until one time a team isn't there to receive the bang. As you can see, because there was no control in that touch, and now if this guy had played smarter, he would have had a free ball here and probably a free net. But instead, he's not ready for this ball to bounce, and he's not able to do anything with it. But yeah, be careful of that. Same thing here. We, again, want to just get onto the top part of the ball and roll it up the wall. You're, again, just focused on get the ball around this guy. You're not really thinking about what happens after you get this touch. And that's the big thing about just thinking slightly ahead, like just one more step ahead. Like, yeah, you do a great job of getting the ball around this guy, which is step 1. Step 2 is making sure it doesn't bounce back into the midfield where his other teammate can take it. Like, this is great patience. This is wonderful. We like this. And then just be careful of this. You recognize awkward spot. This is an issue that will plague you forever. Trust me, GCs will still dive in at these challenges. Be hesitant about getting too close to this. Because what's going to happen is you're just going to keep inching forward because you recognize he's in an awkward spot. The reality of the situation is this ball is not really that scoreable because of how far away you are. Like, it's unlikely that it's going to sit high enough for you to get there and get it over this guy before he can make a challenge. And you have a teammate stuck in the net. So you're currently last back, so we got to be a bit more selective in what we go for. So you're cool to hang out here because I guarantee this guy, not any idea where you are, he's going to panic completely because his ball cam's looking here. So he's not thinking at all about, oh, I probably have time. There's no way I'm going to get challenged here. He's going to panic regardless. Like, imagine. Yeah,
I probably could have had a better opportunity to come and swing in.
Yeah, like, this ball would have been playable now if you were still back where you were, and now you might have had an opportunity to shoot. And you also would have been buying your teammate a little bit more time to get back, because now this ball is popping over you, and now both you and your teammate are in basically the same spot. And it's like, boy, I hope this guy doesn't 50 the ball off of me, because that's a wide open net. This is dangerous. Not the spot you want to find yourself in. Because, yeah, now it's like, okay, gotta get back quickly. Obviously, it works. It's fine. But yeah, you want to be very careful about how far you creep up when there's not a guaranteed touch on the ball. Generally, if you're going to challenge the ball as last man in twos, you have to pretty much be sure that you have a completely free touch, and you're not going to put it in a dangerous spot where they can counterattack with it. All right. What do you think I'm going to mention here? I want to see what do you think I'm going to say here? I'm curious.
Instead of booming the ball to corner, control more?
Yeah. Yeah, the important thing is, like, just recognize all this space. And I don't know how comfortable you are with, like, dribbling and dribble plays. I'm
decent with dribbling. It's more that I've gotten yelled at a few times about dribbling because the ball, most of the time, get taken.
So, here's the way that I see it, right? Like, the only way you're gonna get better at these things is if you actually try it. A lot of players like to just stay in their comfort zone where they're comfortable with what they're doing. So, which is why you'll notice players going really slow for bounces off walls. You'll notice them going very slow for just general bounces. You'll notice them making poor decisions like this, where they just decide not to control the ball, even though they have a ton of space. And it's because they're scared to do something that they're not necessarily fully comfortable with, because they are worried about getting beat. And the important thing with that is, so if you lose this game, who the heck cares? Like, if you go to dribble this ball, this guy dunks the ball directly into your own net, do we really care? No, not really, because we know we made the right decision. We just need to execute on it better. It's a lot easier to fix execution as opposed to just making the right choice in the moment. But you're never going to get better at things you're not necessarily fully comfortable with if you don't try them. So don't be afraid to just go for things. If it doesn't work, so what? The goal of each one of these games that we play is to improve, not necessarily to win that individual game. This is fine. Good bump by your teammate. Let him go. This one's tough because your teammate turns on it and you also turn on it and he misses the boost. Once you recognize that he's here, you have to just realize that he can't see you. If his ball cam is on, he does not know you're here. So don't try to nip in. You see him turn, your best option is to, like, go like this, or just very slowly turn that way.
Yeah, slowly follow it instead of
instead of
kind of
boosting
aggressively
and
following.
getting this close. Because, this is now...
Them,
yeah, because now, with him having 0 boost from missing the corner, if this guy wins the challenge, again, it's both of you in the same spot. Which luckily he doesn't play it over the top of you guys, but he very easily could have. And this is exactly what we want to see, right? The only thing I think you can do better here is know where that other guy is. Because I don't think...
yeah, take it off ball cam and find out where he's at.
Yep, because you can use the circle to catch this, but that way you at least know if you actually have this time. Because this is the situation where you can get punished for trying to take time. Is if the ball is coming like this, and you're just staring at it, and the opponent comes in for the challenge, and you don't have any idea that it's happening. Because then you're kind of sitting here, and all of a sudden the ball's over your head. And then right here, you kind of decide to turn for this, which is fine. You were in the middle of the field. You recognize your teammate was over here, so it's fine to turn for this now. Just make sure, again, you have enough boost to play with. Like, you have enough. Do not tunnel vision here. Because all that's doing is your teammate who's coming back is going to see you here, and he's going to think that you're probably going to challenge first, but instead you just go that way. So now you have your teammate who ends up back here, you end up back here, and you've given up all that space.
All that, yeah.
So recognize, like, you checked, you saw him back there, turn ball cam back on, take, like, this small pad, and then at least fake challenge. Like, you don't have to, like, dive at it, but you could, like, whoop, and that'll bait out. That'll bait out some kind of touch, because you know you have the support behind you, so you don't have to be worried. Because you can see there's a pass coming right there. If you had just been looking and had gone towards the ball, you would have cut this immediately. But now there's just, all this space. Again, they're not doing literally anything with it. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, you can see all that space you gave up. Luckily, they do nothing with it, but again, higher rank they're 100% going to. Yep, there's another dive. And you're gonna get scored on for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, same thing. Just recognize, like, this one's probably the most egregious one, because, like, you're beat to this thing by an absolute mile. And you just have no awareness of the fact that he's there. You're only jumping as he's touching the ball. It's like, where are you going, bud? Either way, you stuff it hardcore, so this is fine. Good fake. Just keep the ball in your possession.
Hey, no, I really like the hitbox on this car.
Be careful here. Just make sure you stay in front of the ball. The angle you end up allowing this challenge to come in at is quite dangerous. Because...
I backed up there.
Yeah, because he is coming with, like, this angle. You have, like, this angle.
That's a hard pinch to goal.
Yeah, that's real dangerous. Just make sure you stay pretty much whenever you're going to challenge the ball near your opponent's corner, stay in front of the ball so that it blocks where your goal is. Because these are the kinds of challenges that just lead to open nets for absolutely no reason. Especially this late in the game, you want to be very careful about your challenges. Get a touch off the backboard here. Obviously, it's not really going to matter at this rank because it's very unlikely that this guy's going to double it. But you are giving up the opportunity just for free because you're not actually playing the ball. You're just kind of waiting. This guy's also waiting for the ball to bounce off the backboard. If you had just cleared it that way.
I played cautious, and that's all that was.
Yeah, the problem with that is, like, when you play like this, you're opening up the opportunity for either the double from this guy or the bounce out to this guy, and you're putting your teammate in a weird spot where he has to wonder what's happening. If you have the opportunity and you can recognize that this guy's just, like, flying after it, just try to get it away from him so that any offensive opportunity is killed immediately. Luckily, your teammate booms it out. This is one where you're kind of just focused on getting the clear, when in reality, you probably have a goal-scoring opportunity that would have ended this game right now. Both your opponents just dove into your half. Yeah, your touch here is, like, a clearing touch, even though, like, the net's open. You might not even know that.
It's suboptimal, to say the least.
Yeah. So just make sure... focus on how you're hitting this. Again, the shooting practice will help. And also, I don't even know if you recognize that the net was open. But yeah, when we have the opportunity to shoot, might as well take it, especially if they want to overcommit. Because this would have been a forfeit if you scored it. But it's not the end of the world. Good job not diving there. This is fine. Teammate dives in. He almost gets the goal, but that's pretty much game. As you guys can see, nothing we talked about in this video requires any high amounts of mechanical skill. Pushing into the higher ranks of Rocket League is all about understanding what is going on in the game better than your opponent. If you can take the information available to you on the field and utilize it to make better decisions, you will very easily rank up past the players who don't put as much thought into what they're doing. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, and again, have the opportunity to have one of your own replays analyzed, make sure you do again check out that Discord that is linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.
Thank you.